So for this review, we're going to do chapter 9 in the back of your book. I didn't make a new one because I really like the review that's at the end of chapter 9. I'm not quite sure what page it's on, but number 1, the first problem is x minus 5, if you want to find that. If you want to pause the video and find it. So our directions on the first one are classify each expression as a monomial, binomial, trinomial, or other polynomial, or not a polynomial. Then state the degree of each polynomial. Make sure you read your directions on all of these problems to make sure that you're doing everything that the problem asks you to do. So for the first one, there are 2 terms, so it's a binomial, and x has a power of 1, so it's just a first degree binomial. Okay, for number 2 is a monomial. Even though it doesn't have any variables, it's still a polynomial technically. It doesn't have any variables, so this is actually a 0 degree monomial. Number 3 has 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. If I look at my first term, that has a total of 3 exponents. I've got an x squared and a y, so that adds up to 3. So this is a 3rd degree trinomial. Now number 4, it has negative exponents. If you have a negative exponent or your variable is in the denominator, okay, either way, it is not a polynomial. So this is not a polynomial. Again, if you have negative exponents or a variable in a denominator, okay, so it looks something like this, like maybe y cubed over x squared. If you have a variable in the denominator, it's not a polynomial. All right, number 5. Our directions are to evaluate. So these are super easy. All you have to do is make sure that you plug in the variables with parentheses. So I have 4 parentheses 2 cubed plus 2 times 2 minus 5 times 0. Put that all in your calculator just like you see it there, and you'll get the correct answer. Okay? You can do that on your own. You can do 6, 7, and 8 on your own. Just make sure that you use parentheses. Number 9. So all of the rest of the problems say to simplify. So number 9, I'm adding polynomials. This is super easy. All you do is combine like terms. So I have 2x squared and 7x squared that I see. So I get 9x squared. I don't have another x, so it's just plus 3x. And then I have a negative 5 and a negative 9 to make negative 14. Okay? Number 10, we're adding again, so I'm just going to combine like terms. Notice you have 2r squared. That's 1r squared plus 1r squared gives you 2r squared. I have a positive 2t and a negative 9t, so that gives me a negative 7t. And then I just bring down that plus 6rt because I have nothing to combine it with. Number 11 is subtraction. You need to watch this, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite it. But what's going to happen is, I'll just go ahead and write the problem. 5a squared minus ab minus 3b squared minus parentheses 6a squared minus 7ab plus 10b squared. So if you have this subtraction, you're basically going to distribute a negative 1 to everything that's behind it, okay? Everything right here in the front, the first one stays the same. And you're going to distribute this negative. So basically all the signs change in your second polynomial. So minus 6a squared plus 7ab minus 10b squared. And all you have to do is combine like terms. So I have a 5 and a negative 6 makes negative 1a squared. I have a negative ab and a positive 7ab. That makes positive 6ab. And I have a negative 3b squared and a negative 10b squared to make negative 13b squared.